Hello and welcome to the first edition of Buffed Up in Cyprus, a podcast emanating from the Grand Lodge of Cyprus. And today our special guest is none other than the immediate past, or the Grand Primo for 2024, Brother Nof Pashialis, Knight Order of Merit. Hello, Nof.
Hello, Paul.
Welcome along. And we also have Brother Josh, Certified Primo. Welcome, Josh.
Hello, Paul. Hello, Nof.
You can almost see over the table, can Josh?
I'm getting there, yes.
Brother Nof, I want to talk to you about 2024. Your stint as Grand Primo, your reign, shall we say. How do you feel it went?
It went okay. I said I'm always very self-critical, so I always feel I could have done more. I'd like to know what you two think of how my year went.
Very interesting question. I'll let you start with that one, Paul.
Oh, thanks very much. Yes, pass the buck. From our opinion, it went very well. It went rather smoothly. Is that how it felt, though?
No, it did not feel like it went smoothly. As I said, I'm always very self-critical, so I always think I can do more and push more. But yeah, overall, yes, it went well. But yeah, could have done more.
Overall, you were happy?
Overall, yes.
From my perspective, it was my first full year in Lodge, obviously with the new Grand Primo, so it's my first full year finishing. But yeah, I thought it went very well. Lots of events, lots of fun. Gained a few extra members as well, and more supporters. So I think it went swimmingly, very well.
Now, obviously, it is quite an honour to be nominated as a Grand Primo for the Grand Lodge of Cyprus. Would you say?
Yes, definitely is. Yeah.
And did you sort of feel a certain amount of pressure wearing that collar?
Yes.
In what respect?
Whilst you don't make the final decisions, I have been part of the Grand Lodge Management Committee since the beginning. Mm-hmm. You are the figurehead, effectively. Yeah, so yeah, there's the pressure of that, and I'm not so great in the limelight. I prefer to be standing at the sides and poking away.
In the background.
Yeah. Yes, I do like
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, that's probably not the best position for you to be in if you like to be in the background as Grand Primo, then.
Yep.
As you say, it is a figurehead. Is it a case of the buck stops there?
No, the buck never stops there, really. It is Grand Lodge Management Committee, so there are 7 brothers on that committee. The thing is voted upon. If for some reason someone abstaining from a vote and the vote is equal, then yes, as Grand Primo, you have got the deciding vote.
So you've got a casting vote.
You've got the casting vote. It didn't happen in my year, but it is there.
Okay, we'll get back to 2024 shortly, but tell us, Nof, when did your Buffs career start?
My Buffs career started in 2014, July 2014.
And who were your sponsors at the time?
Well, the brother who initiated me was Brother Nick Ashby on the Roll of Honour. Now, he was a certified Primo at the time, and he introduced me to Buffaloism and dragged me in kicking and screaming.
I think the more important question is, how long did it actually take you to realise what was going on? Because it's very confusing in the beginning.
It took quite a few months to, not so much, I understood very quickly what was going on, but what takes time is to realise that you also have a voice. So people quoting rules that don't exist, that you believe to start with, and then you study your rule book a little bit more. And no.
Now, are you on about this infamous bylaw 69.1a?
No, 69b.
69b, sorry.
Yes, but this is above your pay grade. I can't tell you about that one at all.
Now, you do seem to be the type of person who would get a rule book and read it cover to cover just because you can.
Yes.
Was that the case? Or,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that help?
No. To start with, the only bit you really need to read is the minor lodge, and in the collars standing generally how minor lodges work. At the time, we had a provincial Grand Lodge as well. We had the BGL. So reading into that, because I wasn't part of it, is more confusing. Mm-hmm. And then going on to Grand Lodge and hearing about things like that, Knights Chapter, Roll of Honour Assemblies, these are all things that I wasn't involved in.
Now, Josh, you asked the question. You've sort of the more recently inducted or initiated brother. How did you feel in your first couple of weeks?
I believe I'm coming up to 2 years now when I first joined. Again, I'd agree with Nof. It's kind of daunting at first, but luckily for me, I knew a lot of the brothers before I joined from the local pubs and where have you, obviously.
It's the local watering hole.
So it was a bit more comfortable for me because I knew a lot of people. But again, once the meeting kicks off and it's at lightning speed, you are sat there going, are they even speaking English? What's going on here? You know, it's very confusing. But like Nof said, a couple of weeks in, and obviously with the help of the other brothers in the lodge, they're always there to support and help you. Any questions I had, they were happy to answer because, as you know, well, as you both know, I'm not one to open a book. I'd rather ask a question, which is why I'm still learning 2 years down the line.
Rather than open a book, maybe ask a question or throw a slice of cheese.
I've got books at home, believe it or not. Just use them as doorstops.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things of questions are always welcome. They're not necessarily always welcome in a minor lodge because it may well take 10, 15 minutes to explain fully a particular issue. But again, most of the brethren are happy to be taken aside, ask a question, clarify this, and that for them, rather than say holding up the minor lodge. But it can be. It depends on how serious the query is as well.
Yeah. Now, Nof, a question I'm going to ask everyone: was being a buff mean to you?
Giving back.
Giving back.
Giving back. Yeah.
And we'll throw that one straight at Josh now.
I would agree. It's all about basically giving something back, and basically whatever you can offer. I mean, we spend a lot of times organising the events and everything, running everything, and doing bits and bobs. We've got a fantastic group of people now that help with that. But yeah, it's nice to give something back. All the charities and everything, and again, it's a response we see how good of a job we're doing from our supporters and the people that ask for more constantly. So yeah, I'll definitely agree with Nof there about it's just nice to do something and give back.
I mean, there's always a bit of selfishness in there that you feel good when you see good that either an event that you've helped put on generates happiness in people, or the children or anyone else that we've helped over the years, and you can see how that's changed their lives.
Now, we've recently just had a Burns night, in fact, on Saturday, which you were chief DJ, bottle washer, and in charge of the swindle stroke raffle.
I definitely wasn't the bottle washer. I know it was Brother Josh's buffets, Amy, that was the chief bottle washer. I have done it, but was not required at that particular event. But yes, swindle and not even DJ, kind of emceeing, but very badly because it's not my thing.
Yeah, knowing how much you love the limelight, he had the mic turned down. Yeah. So.
Well, I could have just shouted over. I don't actually need a mic in this lodge.
Very true. Very true.
There's a few of us that don't need a mic.
But there are a lot of events that actually happen within the lodge, aren't they, Josh?
Yes, a good day, I'd say 90% of events are in the lodge room. And again, during summer, outside, it's set up fantastically for anyone that's listening that's been here before, they know. But yeah, they vary from, on the Burns night, it was a small gathering because we're inside, so we're limited in space. So we're looking anywhere between 50 and, I think our biggest one we had at lodge was 160 people.
Yeah. And of course, we have the summer and winter balls as well, which attract a fair crew.
Up to 180.
Now, those are all raising funds. What are they raising funds for?
Varies. Our main push is Holiday of a Lifetime, where we bring 10 underprivileged children over from the UK, underprivileged disabled children over from the UK for literally a holiday of a lifetime. Preferably, we will organise getting them passports and things like that, and bring them over and come and have a good time, really.
Show them this beautiful island that we're lucky enough to live on.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not just that. That's the charity for the buffs. So they handle a lot of others, don't they, Nof?
Yes, we do. Again, every year the Grand Primo appeal is for something different. This year, Brother Ray, the Grand Primo 2025, has got Spavo, which is basically helping people who domestic violence issues at home more than anything else, but it does cover other things. My charity was Movember Cyprus, which again covers men's related cancers, mental health, suicide prevention.
I was going to say that yours was probably one of the more unnerving ones, because I think it was the very first time ever that we saw your chin. You actually,
it does appear every now and again.
You actually went whole hog and shaved it completely.
I did, yes.
It was, I'm not going to lie, it was a bit disturbing.
We were hoping to see Brother Josh's chin as well, but apparently it doesn't exist. So.
Unfortunately, I was not allowed to do it. It's one of the things my missus said, no, it's not happening.
You can't take it off.
No, and I can't.
So it was the first time I had fully shaved in 7 years.
Wow.
And then the last time I'd fully shaved was also a buff fundraiser as well. So
now there are a lot of sort of fundraisers that go on like this. Josh, you can tell us about one that happened recently. It raised a fair amount of money as well.
You're going to the tattoo fundraiser we did? Yeah, it was an idea me and a few brothers had. Basically a sponsorship sort of thing. So the goal was to raise €500, and if that was raised, me and another brother from the lodge were going to get RAOB tattoos. So basically the logo of the lodge. It went so well that it went from 2 brothers ending up 5 of us.
Oh wow!
Getting the tattoo at the end. Again, for anyone listening that's on Facebook, you can have a look at the pictures. It was a very good day. And I think in total we raised just over €700, I think.
Yeah, very, very good.
Which is fairly impressive. Nof, how much did your fundraiser go?
My fundraiser raised a shade under €8,000,
which is also very impressive.
Yeah,
it's very good.
And that's going to be handed over at some stage in the near future.
It'll be handed over the next couple of months, yeah.
Now, it's one of the events that you had was a new event, actually, and it was in March, and it was the golf day.
The golf day, yes. Me being the non-golf player, yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was over in Vikla. I can't remember how many players we had, but it was You'll have to tell me this because it's me not being a golfer. The format of the
it was a Texas Scramble.
Texas Scramble, that's the one.
I was going for a whole ball. There you go.
But the non-golfers also had the driving range to have a play on and putting as well. I do remember one of the awards, which was the most awful shoes, that went to Brother Colin Young on the Roll of Honour, who decided to wear dress shoes with his shorts.
They were well deserved.
They were brown dress shoes were wonderful.
Yes, I also remember there one being for the best dressed golfer of the day. I can't remember who won that.
I can't remember who won that. Yeah,
it was me.
I think that was it.
Very well, didn't it?
I'm sure you dropped a few quid for that one.
I did, yes. Unfortunately, I was dressed up in my Adidas kit. All of it, Adidas.
Yeah. Are we looking at doing that again this year for the new Grand Primo?
Yes, race. I can't remember the date. Again, Paul, you're probably more aware of the date.
I wish I was. No, I know it's
March or April.
April sometime.
Yeah.
But what we will do is obviously between now and then we're going to have at least another podcast, so we'll put out the dates because I'm hoping the very next guest we have is Brother Ray, so we can hear what his plans are for 2025.
You can catch him on the island.
Yeah, you've got to catch him on the island because he does travel a bit.
He's back in a few days. Back in a few days.
So we'll tie him down at some, well, not literally, figuratively, and we'll get that sorted. So we'll find out exactly what the date is. But yeah, it's a worthwhile event. The nice thing about that particular event was, although there were several buffs playing, a lot of non-buffs, and I mean you had a raffle there that's kind of took you by surprise as well.
I was told that the golfers tend to not do raffle, and I printed off my own raffle tickets, and after giving them a little bit of a talk about my fundraiser, I ran out of tickets really quickly, so it was a matter of torn bits of paper with people's names on it being thrown into the bucket to win prizes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Very, very surprised.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that idea, I can tell you. Yeah, it was a very good day, and looking forward to this year as well. Now, If someone's sitting there for some strange reason listening to this and they go, "Oh, how do I become a buff?" What is your suggestion to them, Nof?
Suggestion to them, either via our Facebook page or our website, or grabbing a buff that you know from one of the local watering holes. I'm sure Brother Josh will be around. Just ask the question. We will sort out Form 14, which is your application form, and that gets the ball rolling, basically.
In fact, it was yesterday. I was again just passing from the pub.
Funny that.
And I did overhear an elderly couple talking about lodges and stuff like that. But I've not seen them before. So as it turns out, they were holidaymakers in Cyprus.
Okay.
And when I approached him and said, "Oh, are you a buff?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm a buff in England. We're here on holiday." And he was wondering if we had lodges in Cyprus. So it's quite clear that a lot of people don't know about Cyprus yet. But he was more than happy to be informed. And I'm pretty sure next time he's here, he'll be joining lodge.
Because I mean, although we're the Grand Lodge of Cyprus, we're still very attached to GLE, or the Grand Lodge of England, as well.
Yes.
And we do get visits from them. So we kind of have under probably the misguided notion that we're quite well known in the UK. There are still people who are blissfully unaware of our existence.
Well, there are many, many buffs in the UK, and there's still many, many people that are not aware of the buffs in the UK as well.
Yeah.
So whilst, yes, we're fairly well known within buff circles in the UK, it's considered an old-fashioned thing. So getting younger people to realise what we do, that it's not so confusing, it's not as weird as it seems from the outside. As we say, you'll have to join before you find out. Yeah, it's getting the name out, and even for the people who don't want to get so involved in fundraisers and things like that, but joining the lodge, that there are people brothers who've stayed at first degree for many, many years, contribute to the lodge as well by their personality, sometimes by their great generosity and fundraising as well. But you don't need to move up. You can be as involved as you want to be involved.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's one of the main misunderstandings, really. A lot of people think, if I join, it takes up a lot of my time. But like Nof said, you can give as much and as little as you want. There's no, once you're in, you've got to go the full whole. Like Nof said, we've got first degree brothers that have been first degree for years, and they're happy doing that. And it doesn't mean that they still have a voice in lodge. They're the exact same as anyone else. They know what's going on. It's just that's what they can afford time-wise, and that's fine. There's no need or force for anyone to do more. So it would be nice to put that out there and let people know that if they are thinking about joining, they can come once a week, and that's okay. There's no push or anything like that. It's completely up to the person themselves how much they want to put into it.
Now, there's a fair amount of mystique and sort of mystery surrounding certain orders, shall we say.
Yes.
The buffs, and then, of course, alternatively, there's the Masons. And there does seem to be a certain amount of mystique and secret handshakes and all that sort of thing that is supposed to go on. When I first joined, I was told that we're not a secret society, we're a society with secrets.
Yes.
Is that a fair summation?
Yeah, very, very few secrets, though. In the obligation that everyone will say during their initiation, the only secrets that you promise to not pass on are passwords and signs.
Yeah.
There is a grip, a handshake. I didn't learn it for a few years, but it's never been used on me, for example.
Yeah.
So yes, certain other fraternal societies are apparently you get lots of favours by knowing the right grips, but again, apparently.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of mystique surrounding it. Would you describe buffs as a slightly more relaxed version of the other order, which I won't mention?
Well, there are many orders, but yes, the one that you are referring to, yes, I think we are a lot more relaxed. There's not so much snootiness. We do have certain ceremonies and things like that, which we expect decorum. We expect those things to be respected. But a lodge, at the end of the day, is supposed to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy it, whether you're chairing the meeting or just attending the meeting. You're supposed to enjoy it.
Now, Nof, one of the things about societies and fraternities like this is a lot of people view them as being stuck in the past. I would like to sort of throw something out there that the Buffs is not really that stuck in the past. They're actually moving forward as well. We've got our traditions, yes, but we do seem to be moving forward. What would you say on that?
Well, yes, certainly here in Cyprus, there are some lodges in the UK as well who have online lodges, but we've gone all out with our online lodges in our Decalia lodge room. So whether a brother has visitors previously from other countries, they can join us online. Whether a local brother is unwell or just can't get to lodge, they can still join us. They can still be part of the meetings. So that's one thing. Our Facebook posts, our website, we try and keep up to date, and we're open to any new ideas as well to do with fundraising or days out or any sort of like anything that a brother feels we need to support.
Yeah.
The lodge will listen. It will be, it's a democratic vote.
Now, you say anything that a brother sort of feels we need to support. I know when I first joined, I did kind of feel that I didn't have a voice because I hadn't been there for long enough.
Mm-hmm.
And at some stage, I piped up and we did a fundraiser. In fact, we donated some food parcels to the unfortunate recipients who endured that fire up in the Troodos Mountains. It is quite amazing to sit back and think, well, I've been a buff for a couple of months and I've managed to get that done. I mean, it is a bit of a pat on the back, but it's probably a rarity with organisations like this.
I can't really speak for other organisations, but for us, yes, certainly you are encouraged to take part. It is nice when you're going shopping and picking up all the bits and pieces to fill up the food parcels and go and deliver them as well.
I'd say that's probably one of the most rewarding parts is, again, a lot of other organisations are might be similar to us, but there's hoops to jump through and a certain protocol to follow. But with us, it's so nice to have an idea, approach someone with that idea and see it take form and it gets support. And it's something, like you said before, anyone can do within the lodge, whether you're a first degree or fourth, anyone can come up with an idea, and as long as it's a half decent one,
it'll be well attended.
But yes, it's nice to see the support and see it take form, like you said, not being in the order for so long. You had an idea and watch it take off. It's a good feeling. It's nice.
Right, and these podcasts, as I say, are emanating from the Grand Lodge of Cyprus. We are hoping to manage to get at least one out a month.
Fingers crossed.
If you have any bits and pieces that you want to ask any of our guests, unfortunately you won't know who the guests are until it's announced, but because it is kind of a new thing with us at the moment. But if you do have any questions, you're more than welcome to email or message us on the website or on Facebook, in fact, and we'll ask the question. If there's a particular question like why is there an aeroplane landing in your lodge, as one goes overhead on the way to Larnaca Airport.
And please do not be shy with the questions. The worse the better. We will ask them.
Yeah, I can absolutely guarantee that Brother Josh will put those questions to anyone.
As long as he understands them, yes.
But Brother Nof, in closing, is there anything that you want to say about 2024 and 2025 and the Buffs in particular?
I think it's nothing. Hopefully we're going to go from strength to strength. As you said earlier, we do have many non-Buffs attending our events as well. So hopefully getting some of those people to show an interest and to join us. We've got some exciting things coming up in 2025, hopefully, with opening lodges in other countries. And building up our local base as well. Also getting some lapsed Buffs to return to us, because it can become a habit that you get out of. And once they're back in lodge and feel welcomed, they do tend to enjoy. So we had one lapsed Buff who hadn't come to a lodge for 35 years. He's now heavily involved with us here.
One of our longest-standing Knight Order of Merits. Is that the one
One
you're
of the
talking
longest-standing Knight Order.
to? Yeah, we will be dragging him in as well to chat to him. So but lodges all over the island as well. And please feel free, use the Facebook, use the website. If you want to get in touch with the city secretary of whichever particular lodge you want to attend or you're interested in, and email them, and they'll get back to you.
Or the easiest thing is probably just message through our Facebook thing, Facebook page, and you will be directed in the right.
The Facebook page is RAOB Am I correct? Yes.
Yep.
Just for people that that's there.
Oh yeah, Brother Nof, thank you very much. Thank you for your being worthy Primo for 2024. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's been very enlightening. Yes.
And also enjoyed chatting to you today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.